Okay, in this assignment, you're being asked to find the area of compound shapes. And compound shapes are shapes made out of two or more other shapes. So in problem number one, see that I have two shapes here. I have a square and I have a rectangle. So all I have to do is remember, how do I find the area of a square and how do I find the area of a rectangle? So I'll do the first one. I have the area of a square is sides squared. So that means that I'm taking one of the sides of the square and I'm squaring that number. That means that I'm multiplying it by itself. So I have 40. That's the length of one side of my square, and I am going to square that. Or I have 40 times 40. So when you square a number, when you see that little exponent there, that means that you multiply the number by itself. You are not multiplying the number by 2. 40 times 40 equals 1,600. So that means that the area of my square is 1,600. Now I'm going to find the area of my rectangle. So the base of, so let me write my formula. Base times height. Area equals the base of my rectangle was 80 feet times the height, which was 20 feet. So my area for that is also 1,600. So then to find the area of my whole shape, I'll come up here. I have 1,600 plus 1,600. So I have 3,200. So my final area is 3,200, and my unit was feet square. When we're talking about area, we square the number. Okay, now in our second shape, in problem number 2, in our compound shape, I see that I have a triangle and I have maybe I'll try purple this time. I have a rectangle. So I have to remember my formula for the area of a triangle. Area equals base times height divided by 2. And then remember, you could also go 1/2 times base times height. They're the same thing. So my base, the base for this triangle is, you have to kind of puzzle some of these out. If this is the base of my triangle, it's the distance from one edge of the rectangle to the other edge. So the base is 23. So 23 times, and then they're telling me right here that the height is 15. So it's 23 times 15 divided by 2. That's my area. So 23 times 15 is 345. I think I'll write it. I'm going to come up here. I have 345 divided by 2, and that equals 172.5. Okay, so that's the area of my triangle. Now I'm going to find the area of my rectangle. So area of my rectangle equals base times height. Area equals, my base is 23 times my height. Right here it says that the height of that rectangle is 8. So my area is 23 times 8 is 184. Now I have to go back and add the area of my rectangle to the area of my triangle. So my triangle was 172.5 plus 184.0. Remember, when you're adding and subtracting with decimals, you line up your decimals. So I have 356.5. And my unit is centimeters. squared. Okay, so the rest of the shapes on this paper are doing what we did either in problem number 1, where we're adding the area of two rectangles or two squares, or a rectangle and a triangle. So you should be able to work through the rest of them using these two examples.